been stories of, is it his girlfriend, that his new girlfriend that kind of is influencing him, because I think he's changed his look a lot from being a sharp dressed guy in Gucci and to start getting a little bit more of the thug look or whatever. And not trying to be racist in that thug look, but that it's just kind of weird how he's changing his look. And again, if this is something he truly believes in now, people can change, to fight their causes, but I want to see him prove to me that you're just not doing this for attention, that you're doing this for the causes that you want to fight for. I've heard so many people this week going, "Oh yeah, I think this is such a great thing that Colin Kaepernick did this because now it's bringing up, the conversation." I don't think it's bringing up the conversation Colin Kaepernick wanted to bring up. Basically, he wanted to fight for black people being oppressed by whites in this country, or police officers. But instead, I think you've brought up, more so than anything, that you brought up that that people have fought for your freedoms to do what you did, and how much of a jackass you looked for sitting for the national anthem. I mean, you still hear this ESPN. They love to tie politics into their sports all the time. They're eating it up, but a lot of these other people, I mean, they're hitting it up a little bit. These other outlets like Fox and like Bleacher Report Radio and stuff like that. Yeah, they're kind of eating it up too. But if you did this in the regular season, I don't think some of these outlets, except for ESPN, would even give a damn. So I guess that's my quick hot take on it. Maybe Rudy will want to bring it up more on Monday, so be sure to tune into Monday's show. Of course, there is the big Lambeau Field Classic this weekend between LSU and Wisconsin, and pretty exciting to see a college game being played at Lambeau Field. And I've heard there's quite a few LSU fans, so if you thought this was going to be heavily in favor of being Packer fans, man, we might be mistaken. LSU fans travel well. I'm sure, it's not a destination spot for Wisconsin Badger fans per se, because they're already in the state. You got LSU fans that really, maybe don't follow any of the teams that usually go to Lambeau, so it'd be more of an expensive trip. And college football, in Louisiana, LSU has diehard fans, so they're going to go check it out. So it's going to be, probably still more Badger fans at the end of the day. But I'm sure at first you're thinking, well, shit, it's going to be 70-30 or 80-20 in favor of Badger fans. That might not be the case. But what could be the case, I think, in this, because I think it brings a lot of revenue to the Green Bay Packers and to Lambeau Field, is if Lambeau Field wants to do a game like this every year. Even if the Badgers don't want to compete in it, is it a game that the Badgers maybe want to put like an Illinois-based team like Northwestern or somewhere close, a team kind of in the general area that might want to play, or maybe some teams that aren't, maybe like a Notre Dame. They play these Shamrock Classics. A classic team like Notre Dame, if they want to play a neutral field site, they're that classic team playing in the classic stadium of Lambeau Field of professional football. I think that would be a great fit too. And then you have them play, maybe some teams, and maybe that's a way they can bring schedule to be a little bit tougher. Bring South Bend to Lambeau Field is probably only a 6-hour drive. It's about a 6-hour drive from them right now, so it's maybe even a little bit closer. Maybe you get Ohio State playing them, or some team that doesn't always want to play a regular season game against them. They can bring in some big revenue. I think even if you play some lower tiered schools, if it is, Illinois playing, Western Michigan or something like that, I think it could still bring a lot of revenue for the stadium, because that was one of the big things they did when they expanded Lambeau Field, that they wanted to bring more revenue in with other events that go on into it, and Lambeau Field's certainly able to host a college football game, and it'll give some of these fans, especially fans of Notre Dame, just for that example matchup, let's say if it was Notre Dame or Ohio State, maybe they were like, oh, that bucket list thing would be go to Lambeau Field, but I don't really care about the Packers. I don't really care about, maybe a lot of the teams that they play on a yearly basis. Now I can go. Now I can check it out. You don't have to go to an NFL game. You can go check your college football team play there. I think it would be a great opportunity, to kind of put themselves, if they play a game early in the year, in Wisconsin in September, it's still pretty nice. You still have that weather effect that could play into it, but they put themselves out there because they hold seating capacities right up there top in the NFL that they can hold a ton of people, so they can be like the Jerry Worlds or the Reliant Stadiums of the NFL and host some of these games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from that. And I think a lot of it we'll see what happens in tomorrow's game. And I think seeing that it's going to be basically a home game for Wisconsin. I think no matter where this is played, this could be played in Camp Randall. I think Wisconsin's going to lose this game. I think with Leonard Fournette, he's gonna be tough for that even that halfway decent Badgers defense to stop. I don't know how the Badgers are going to put up a lot of points. I don't know how good Clement's going to run with a very good defense, and you have the old defensive coordinator. I can never say his name. Facing off against them, so they'll kind of know maybe some things about the Badgers. But of course, Miranda, I think Dave Miranda, that that the Badgers know his tendencies too. But you're kind of going in there with a young offensive line in their first game. Some of these guys in their first games, their first chance to start. It's a big opportunity for them, but it's going to be tough for them. And unfortunately, I don't see them scoring a lot of points. I'm just hoping. I don't think it's going to happen. If I had to put money on it, I'm hoping they can cover the 10-point spread. That is my main goal. If they can win, that'd be just great. That'd be awesome. But we'll see what happens there. But with that, I'm going to wrap up this week's episode. Be sure to tune into us Monday. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We'll kind of let you know when our NFL preview show will happen. It'll be just a few days before the Carolina Panthers and Denver Broncos face off next Thursday. So be sure to tune in for that. But until next time, you can follow us on our Facebook page. That is at facebook.com/ST920. And on our Twitter page at ST920 at twitter.com. And then, of course, our blog at sportstalk920.blogspot.com. From Mike Goodman, thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Sports Talk 920. Good night now.